In 1996, I was living in a house in Galway, Ireland. I didn't believe in ghosts or the paranormal. But that summer, something happened that I can't explain. For 6 months, nothing unusual happened. Then, new tenants moved and 2 Irish friends and 2 American girls. That's when things started. This is Gerard's true spooky story. Small things at first. A broom I'd left in the kitchen would vanish, only to reappear seconds later in a spot I'd already checked. My housemates laughed it off, but it kept happening. Then one night, I invited a coworker over. While I was upstairs, the ashtray suddenly exploded in his hands. He thought I was playing a prank, but I wasn't. Totally inexplicable. The moment that changed everything happened on a Monday afternoon. I was alone, working on a university project in the kitchen when I saw it. A fork jumped from the sink onto the floor. Not fell jumped. Physically impossible. I saw it with my own eyes. Before we continue, please like and subscribe for more real-life strange stories. Later, one of the Irish girls, Jane, started feeling ill. One day, while we were sitting on the couch, she suddenly smelled something rotten eggs, overpowering. But no one else could smell it. A few days later, I took Jane out for some fresh air. As we were walking, a woman tapped her on the shoulder and said, "I see negative energy around you. It's connected to your house. You need to leave. It's feeding off you." That same night, she moved in with her sister half an hour away from the apartment. And within days, we all found a new place and left, too. What would you have done? Comment your thoughts.
I forgot to order a parking remote, and the next morning something happened that still baffles me. I had been living in my apartment for about 2 months and was using my neighbor's parking gate remote because she didn't have a car. One day, she asked for it back since her parents were visiting, so I returned it. I planned to order my own remote that Tuesday, but I forgot until around 8 p.m. By then, the company was closed. With no other option, I parked on the street that night, risking a parking ticket, and went to sleep. The next morning, my doorbell rang. When I opened the door, a man from the exact company I was going to call was standing there, holding a parking gate remote. I told him I did need one, but I had never called. He checked his order and realized he had made a mistake. He was supposed to deliver it to apartment 34 in a completely different building. Mine was 43. But here's the strange part. The remote was already programmed to work only in my parking lot, so I bought it from him right there at my front door. To this day, I still don't understand how that happened.
My grandfather used to take me to my mom's old childhood home so he could fix things around the house. One weekend, he parked a motorhome on the lawn. I asked if I could sleep in it, and he said yes. He told me he'd be inside the house and would leave the door unlocked. This is Chris's true strange story. That night, I woke up suddenly with a terrible feeling in my chest. Then I heard a whisper telling me to leave the motorhome and go inside. I tried to ignore it, but it came again, louder and urgent. Nothing looked wrong, but I knew I couldn't stay. I jumped out of bed and ran barefoot across the wet grass into the house, then climbed into bed next to my grandfather's bed. Before we continue, please like and subscribe for more real-life strange stories. The next morning he asked why I came inside. When I told him, his face went pale. He had accidentally left the gas running in the motorhome all night. If I hadn't left, I might not have woken up. To this day, I don't know what that whisper was, but it saved my life.
Life works in mysterious ways. This is Chris's true story. When I was a boy, my mom worked as a home help for an elderly woman named Miss Brown, who lived on our street. She was kind, gentle, and full of incredible stories. She eventually moved into a care home, but my mom kept visiting her. I went too, because I loved her stories. When I was 13, Miss Brown passed away. Only my parents and I stood at her funeral, along with 2 staff members. After that, we moved away, and life carried on. Before we continue, please like and subscribe for more real-life strange stories. 4 years later, everything collapsed. My father became seriously ill. Bills were piling up, and my mom was terrified we would lose the house. She never complained, but I could see the fear in her eyes. One day I came home and found her crying and smiling. She handed me a letter she couldn't even speak through. It was from a solicitor settling Miss Brown's estate. They had only just found us after our move. Miss Brown had left my mother the money from the sale of her house enough to pay off our entire mortgage and keep us alive until my father recovered. Honestly, God truly moves in mysterious ways.
I've been a firefighter for years, so when the alarm came just after midnight, I expected another false call. Burnt food, faulty systems, nothing serious. This is Greg's true strange story. But as we turned onto the street, I saw an orange glow lighting up the sky. When we arrived, a massive house was already ablaze. Flames tore through the roof. Some rooms were badly damaged, others less so. But one corner caught my eye. Smoke was coming from a second-story window. I radioed the interior crews. A few minutes later, they replied, "There's no room there, sir." Confused, I went inside myself, climbed the stairs, found only a blank hallway, no door, no window. We broke through the wall. Behind it was a child's bedroom, perfectly preserved. A desk, a dresser, a neatly made bed, untouched. The only room in the entire house that had survived the fire, while everything else was damaged. The only owner of the house died in this fire. No one knows why this room had been sealed, or why it had survived.
I was 17 when this happened, and no one in my family has ever been able to explain it. This is Richard's true strange story. I was riding my bike to my friend's house like I always did. It was a simple 15-minute trip. I even measured it by songs on my playlist. I left home at exactly 3:10 p.m. When I was about 3 minutes away, I started feeling dizzy. So I pulled over, got off my bike, paused my music, and drank some water. I even texted my friend, "Hey, I stopped for a second, I'll be there soon." I got back on my bike, rode the last few minutes, and pulled into her driveway. But the second I arrived, I heard shouting down the street. My friend, her mom, my foster sister all running toward me, panicking, screaming my name. I just stared at them like, "What are you doing?" I literally just left the house. They rushed up to me asking where I'd been and why I didn't call. I pulled out my phone to show them the text I sent at 3:22 p.m. But when I looked at the time on my phone, it was 6:30 p.m. I had been gone for 3 hours. On a bike ride that should have taken 15 minutes. Everyone had been searching across 2 neighborhoods thinking I had gone missing. But here's the part that still creeps me out. When I checked my playlist, the songs added up to only 15 minutes, like nothing ever happened. To this day, nobody, not me, not my family, can explain those missing 3 hours. Some say it's a glitch in the Matrix. Some swear it was a time slip. What do you think it was? In August of 2017, my younger brother passed away suddenly. I had raised him for years. Losing him shattered me. This is Allison's true story. At the same time, my husband and I were dealing with back-to-back miscarriages. It felt like everything in my life was falling apart. 1 week after my brother died, I had a dream so vivid, it felt more real than being awake. He was standing there, smiling, holding a baby girl in his arms. He looked at me and said, "I love you, and I want you to be happy again." Then he handed me the baby and whispered, "This is the one." I woke up stunned, but calmer than I had felt in months. I told my husband, "We're going to have a baby girl." It was way too early for a test, but I just knew. 3 weeks later, the test was positive. And on June 6th, 2018, our beautiful daughter was born. I truly believe my brother came to me that night, not to say goodbye, but to bring her into our family. Have you ever experienced a dream, sign, or moment like this?